Okay, ours is to do what is needful, and so we have given vent to that story as best we can. Let's take on the next story. You know, in many jurisdictions across the globe, governments are known to come to the rescue of farmers when they are distressed. This comes when the prices of food will fall below the cost of production. Now, the federal government of Nigeria says it will move to support farmers following the development. Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister of the Economy, Wale Edo, disclosed this much while delivering a keynote address at the National Economic Group 2026 Macroeconomic Outlook Report. The big idea is to boost competitiveness, ensure good governance, and increase agricultural productivity. The intervention is in the national interest.
Correct. In America, one of the biggest subsidies that are paid to farmers.
Okay.
Because you must continue to encourage farmers to produce. But there will be times that there will not be enough demand for what they have produced. You understand what I'm saying?
So government
steps in and try to pay subsidies to encourage them. There are times that there will be policies that will affect them. For example, in America, when Trump started his tariff and all that, it affected the farmers.
Oh, yeah.
So there will be need for you to compensate them. So in this climate, it should not be different. If for whatever reason, the price, maybe for increase in production, maybe demand not matching supply, and the price is low, and it will not pay the farmers more in terms of what they are going to get for their produce. The government should be able to come in as a buffer to be able to say, continue to produce. Don't let this one discourage you. Whatever the shortfall is between what you are going to get and all that, then we can come in. Government, they do that all over the world, especially in America. In fact, farmers in America has always been on subsidy forever. So it's a very intelligent thing to do. It's a very intelligent thing to do because it's not good for us to go back.
Yeah.
When we're looking at food security, it's important for us to continue to encourage increase in production.
Especially when we are emphasizing money from non-oil exports.
Yes, correct. Yes, that's true. In fact, that won't have a problem because that one is non-oil export. Because when you export,
the focus really,
is for producing with internal one.
For the ordinary people.
But yes,
when government decided to step in, rice, for example, was very costly.
Okay.
Selling at above 100,000 and all that. Especially rice produced in the north. You know, their bags are bigger. So, yet, people were expected to pay maybe 120,000 per bag. Today, that same bag of rice is being sold, in some cases, 60,000 naira. It's bigger. It's not a 50 kg bag that we are talking about. It's a much bigger bag. Now, because government allowed for waivers for people to bring in food, soybeans, maize, all of this, wheat, they come down. Now, when it comes down below the cost price of indigenous farmers, when they have to now contest against imported food, it becomes a problem. It will discourage them from producing in the next cropping season. I've been to Kaduna and I saw these things myself. Some farmers are so broke now that they cannot even harvest their rice fields. So there is a need now for government to step in and encourage these farmers. Because it's a good thing. People are happy now that they are buying rice at 50,000, 60,000.
Yeah.
We can't fold our arms and allow it to go back to 120,000 because we are talking about inflation moderating. It is because government allowed people to bring in this food. So we have to find a balance. That's what the minister is saying.
We have company here. Caller is reaching us from Lagos. Michael. Michael, are you there?
Good afternoon, sir.
I greet you. Yeah, welcome.
Yes. There is something I don't understand. First of all, let me greet Babajide. Babajide, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Michael.
And happy promotion.
Thank you, sir.
I beg, great mayor too.
Mayor, happy New Year.
Happy New Year, sir.
Well done, I beg. Yeah, there is something that confuses me about this VAT and tax of a thing. Because even some banks are sending us message that from January 19, they will start collecting VAT from any transaction you do. Understand? Now, sometimes you go out and buy market. You buy something of 400,000, they will be collecting VAT about 30,000 naira. Say your VAT is 30,000. During Christmas period, we went, I eat, me and my uncle and everything, we spent about 180,000. They collected VAT about, total money they collected was 204,000. They say VAT included. So Babajide is telling us now that 10 naira deducted from your bank transaction is where they will remove the VAT. But that's not exactly what they are telling us. So I don't know where the mistake is coming from. Is it wrong information or the people are not telling us the truth?
First of all, we will not deceive you. We are telling you what is. Yeah, go on.
Sir, you see, goods and services that you buy, if you go to a store and you buy, you are supposed to pay VAT. But it's not supposed to be up to what you say you paid. That means I don't know where you bought those things from. That means they have not been fair.
They took advantage of you.
Yes, they took advantage of you. Because all over the world, you pay VAT like that. If you remember that when you traveled outside the country and you buy things in stores, you will pay VAT on it. But if you are taking those things out of the country, that's why when you get to the airport, if you remember, you will now get your VAT back because you are not a resident of that place. You are taking those things outside the country. So everything for services or goods, for goods that you buy, you are supposed to pay VAT. Normally, it's the same 7.5 thing. You are supposed to pay the VAT, but it's not supposed to be up to that part because it's supposed to be 7.5% of what you've bought.
Otherwise, this narrative that the tax laws have come to put more burden on the Nigerian is not.
No, that's not true. That's what I'm explaining. It's not true. It's the same tax that we have been paying. The only thing is that they just put legal framework to a lot of things that be happening. The principal thing that they've done, that they've achieved with this one, is to bring more people into the tax land. You know, there are a lot of people that are not captured. Okay. That they do things, but they don't really pay tax. But by having TIN number, which they've insisted that you must have TIN number, you will be able to bring in more people into the tax net.
That's it.
That's all. That's just the difference.
Okay, so as we were saying, the story will...
Yes, the farmers now have to be encouraged to go back to agri-production because they have recorded tremendous losses. Some of them took loans from banks, you know. Now, the cost of the imported rice and other things is way lower than the cost of producing locally.
That's it.
So many of them are discouraged. For example, I'll give you an example of what's going on in Jigawa. Jigawa is Nigeria's biggest
producer
of wheat in the dry season.
Okay.
They do a lot of irrigation-fed wheat production. But wheat farmers in Jigawa now, they are saying, oh, we don't want to grow wheat anymore. We want to grow onions. Why? Because the price came down drastically. So they want to grow onions that they know is not subject to import. We don't import. That will not compete with imported brands, you know, or imported varieties. So that is the thing now. They are being discouraged because the price is not favorable to them. Agri production in Nigeria is costlier than it is abroad because those ones have mechanized agriculture, they have the tools, they have equipment, you know,
the volume.
And yield per hectare over there is far higher than yield per hectare in our country. The cost of even hiring farm hands in our country is higher. So all of these things ensure that we cannot produce as much as people over there. This where the Thailand and the rest of them. So their rice will naturally be cheaper than our own.
Okay.
So how does our own now compete with them? This is the dilemma that these people face. And government has then said, okay, we have to strike a balance. We are happy that food inflation, which is the greatest enabler of inflationary trend in our country, is coming down because people were allowed to bring in those foreign rice and the rest. But how do we then encourage our own farmers to continue with agri-production in the light of present realities? In fact, the governor of Lagos, when we interviewed him that day, he was saying that he's considering bringing the price of a bag of rice to 45,000.
Okay.
Yes, because it's come down, and they are able to mass produce through the mortar rice.
I remember
rice
when Lagos was in with Kebbi.
Yes.
The price of rice came down.
Yes.
You know.
But the price of rice that we are even talking about, foreign rice, would always be way lower
of course,
than what is produced in our country.
Because of the volume of what they produce.
Yes.
There. That's the reason for that.
Okay.
And normally, the government did not allow rice importation when they started this rice revolution in Nigeria to be able to protect local production.
Yes.
But because of the food, because of the scarcity and the problem,
high prices.
Food information, the government has to allow food to come in. And because of that, the local...
That is why inflationary trend is coming down. That decision.
15%.
That decision to allow food to come in is... okay, you are talking about the inflationary rate. Yes, it's a little over 15%. And because food
it used to be 20-something, 30-something, yes.
Because food is the biggest driver.
The president predicted it, that by the end of the year, we were going to go...
one digit. Food is the major driver of high inflation. So now that they've addressed that by allowing food to come in, that's why consistently inflationary trend is coming down. Now, the choice for the president and his advisors is, what do you do? Do you then go back to allowing our local production and stopping this importation? If you do that so close to an election year, inflationary trend will go up again, food will become costly again, and people will begin to attack the president again. You know? So it's a catch, is it catch kingdom?
Catch 22.
Yes, it's catch 22 situation. They have to find a balance.
Okay, a story is here. Let's share it with you. You know, we are likely to see an end to the protracted federal government